Ultimate MK Podquest.
Corey.
Yo, hello, hi.
This is exciting, man. We get to slide out that third seat in the Dragon Jet for the first time.
Ooh, shit.
Because we had a guest with us today.
Hey, what's up?
We are joined by Damion Damaske, writer, director, and comedian. Damion, how's it going?
I'm doing okay. A little cramped back here. I'm not gonna lie. You can, if Corey can move a little up, I'd appreciate it.
I'm trying. I don't know if you guys can hear, but like this, it's.
I go back farther. My knees are now crushed.
I'm sorry.
Doesn't have a lot of range of movement on that middle seat. They really.
Stryker sticks his gum under it and it gets caught in like the rails and it doesn't slide at all.
A cab, especially Stryker.
Truly, wasting no time. You can tell we've gotten better at this podcast for two reasons. One, we introduce our guests, and two, we say a cab in the first minute.
Yeah, we just get ahead of that right away.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Well, there's a cop in every goddamn episode, so.
Yeah, it's hard to watch sometimes. I actually watched the first 4 episodes beforehand, like just this morning, plus this, and yeah, that was
what a day.
Yeah, exactly. It's a way to wake up. I had to take a nap afterwards, honestly.
Yeah, Stryker sucks.
Yeah.
All right. Should we get into this? We are here today to talk about Mortal Kombat Defenders of the Realm Episode 5, Old Friends Never Die.
Wait, Neil, we haven't spent 16 minutes talking about food.
We don't need to talk about cheese crackers.
That's not part of the show anymore?
I just did have cheeses recently because of that episode, which I kind of blame Neil for because like I was getting away from him, trying to go on a diet. I'm trying to do good. And I remembered how much I love Cheez-Its. And that's how much I fucking hate Cheez Nits. Like, Neil was completely right. I'd rather starve than have Cheez-Its.
Corey, we're here to bully you over your choice of baked cheese snack.
I told you last week, and I'll tell you again. The one of those two things that's in my house is Cheez-Its.
I know.
Welcome back to MK Cheese Quest.
I have had people just be like, yeah, no, Cheez-Its are better.
What do you mean you've had people? Like, you're walking around the fucking street, people want to stop you, they're grabbing you by the collar of your shirt, and they're saying, Neil, I need to tell you something right now.
All right,
I listen to your podcast.
Neil's the one doing it. Neil's the one like shaking those people. Like, do you like Cheez or Cheez-Its?
That is, yeah, I've been confronting people in the aisles at Publix.
You're fucking hiding in elevator shafts and shit, just like jumping out at people. Like,
I'm just leaving boxes of Cheez-Its on people's doors, like ringing the doorbell,
like a baby.
running away.
They think they've been like bamboozled in a more profound way than they have. In reality, it's.
I actually trained a stork to deliver that for me. It was exhausting, but totally worth it.
Is it a stork jet?
Yes.
Brought it back.
It has 3 seats. There's
one for Neil. There's one for Cheez-Its, and there's one labeled "No cheese nips allowed," and it's always empty.
How do you guys feel about goldfish?
I can't believe we're doing this.
I like goldfish.
We're not gonna do it.
I can see if goldfish are part of the equation, goldfish are the other cheese-based cracker stack in my room right now.
Hell yeah.
Do you like the rainbow ones? Do they? I feel like they don't make a difference. I feel like they're like Skittles, where it's like they're different colors. They taste the same.
I don't go to goldfish for my pride stuff.
No.
Well, no, those before Pride. It's just a regular thing. But yeah, they probably definitely do that.
So, Damion, you've watched this show before, right?
Yeah, this is actually my impressions of the show. It's interesting because I watched this when it first came out. So in '96, I would have been like 8 years old.
For the USA Action block with Street Fighter.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I didn't watch the USA Action block. I just watched Mortal Kombat. I didn't like anything else. So I didn't know it. Yeah. So I had watched it when it first came out. And I don't think I think it was still syndication though. So I might have been like 97, 98. I don't know if I actually saw it when it first aired, but I definitely saw it like in that era around it.
The question is, was it before or after I was born?
When were you born again? Sorry.
1997.
Might have been before. Honestly. And thanks. I just grew old. I'm literally that fucking Saving Private Ryan meme where he looks at the thing and then it cuts to him and it's like old man.
The trick is once every couple episodes I give away enough personal information that eventually one very astute listener will be able to dox me.
Oh no.
Please don't dox Corey.
So I actually liked it. Like I remember really enjoying it because I love the games, and I liked how they'd have the moves. Like that's how simple I was to police at the time. It's like Jax does gotcha. He does the ground pound. Sonya Blade does her kiss move, and like So
100%.
yeah, and so they're colorful, and it was pretty accurate to lore as far as I knew. I did hate Scorpion, the way they did Scorpion. They did Scorpion really dirty. Even 8-year-old Damion knew that was like off and bad. But yeah, so I liked, and I'd seen it multiple times, like certain episodes. Certain episodes I've only seen once because I had one time forced my brother to watch the entire series
Nice.
at a bad movie night. So, which isn't that long, it's 4 hours, or whatever. It's less than Snyder Cut and better than the Snyder Cut. So
4 hours and 20 minutes or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty much in fact, if you watch that file, it'll sync up with the Snyder Cut.
Oh, gross. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, so I liked it then. I saw it with my brother again. That was like a couple years ago. It wasn't that long ago. And I liked it. Like I was like surprisingly like I love it. It's not good, all right, but it's one of those things where thanks for coughing through my thing. Appreciate it. No, I'm just kidding.
No, don't. Yeah. I'm gonna cut it out.
No, I'm just kidding. But no,
you know what? I'm gonna leave it in now.
Hey man, thanks for fucking up the podcast.
but no, yeah. So I didn't really. I think it's lowered expectations, right? So you're expecting like. So I saw it as a kid and I liked it, because they said wuss and shit like that, and they said butt and things like that. And then I
love it when they say butt.
I think butt a lot. But there's an episode coming up where Blubberbutt gets said I think 20 times.
Spoilers.
I forget what episode that is, but be prepared for that, Corey. But
we'll have to do a counter.
Yeah, but so watching it again, thinking, it's not going to hold up, and it didn't. But it held up a lot better than I expected it to, I guess. Where you think Mortal Kombat cartoon, you think animated a series, you think of how cheap it was probably made, how quickly it was probably made, and how sanitized it had to be. It was really surprising how good it was given those circumstances. It's still shit. It's still good. It's still bad, but it's considering all the things it could have been, I think it's better than you would expect it to be.
Yeah, and I'm on record here being pretty easy to fool. Just put a bunch of Mortal Kombat shit in something, and I'll enjoy it.
I'm a pretty big Mortal Kombat mark, also. Yeah.
All right, so let's get into this episode. I'm not going to introduce it for a third time. I already did it twice, and
I will.
Go for it, Corey. Third time's a charm, right? Just like last episode.
Mortal Kombat Defenders of the Realm, Episode 5, Old Friends Never Die. That's
shit. That's a good read.
Yeah.
You gonna take us over to the Corey corner?
Start your engines, race fans. Let's do it.
Welcome to the Corey corner.
Corey just now learned that I added an engine starting sound to the Corey corner drop.
And I'm going to lead into it, baby.
It's been 7 weeks. Whoa.
So this episode starts with a game show physical challenge
where guts
is running with very bad animation across some rocks with allegedly lava, perhaps more likely red water. I don't really know. The jury's still out, and frankly, they don't care. They've been sleeping through the entire proceedings. But Sub-Zero basically walks in. He's like, "You fucking suck so bad. I'm gonna kick your ass." Shredder's like, "Whoa, hey, I'm walking here. What's going on?" And so what happened is he was doing target practice, right? And he only got 9 targets right. And Sub-Zero's like, "I could get 10 with my fucking eyes closed, you dumb piece of shit." And everybody's like, "Whoa."
I'm surprised he said it in a kid's show too. That's probably got away with it.
Chill out. And so we see Sub-Zero just be cool. The Ice Age. And then
let's kick some ice.
What happens from there is Sub-Zero schools on everybody as a bit because they were doing a bet. And then it doesn't matter at all. It couldn't possibly have mattered less if they tried. Anyway, what happens is they're like, "Oh, we got a combat alert. Can you believe it?" And they're like,
combat time.
I guess it's combat time. And they're like, "Huh, who's that man made of smoke? I wonder." At the portal. And if you could believe it, gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts. It's smoke. And so let's shift into high gear and get into the lore of this episode. So the short version is, I don't want to kill Neil, so I'm going to fast track this a little bit. Talked about living life in the fast lane. And so essentially what happens is Sub-Zero has to grapple with a car. That's not, no. He has to
One thing I wanted to bring up actually is so when Sub-Zero wins, it's like a bet. Like he wins the bet. Like, what do you think Strikers would have been? Like Strikers, like if you won the bet, what do you make Sub-Zero do? You think?
Allow himself to be kneecapped.
You just would have made him clean his guns.
Honestly. So anyway, I'm losing track.
Sorry.
In a car. No, you're fine.
Right.
But anyway, so they have a combat time alarm. And they're like, "Oh, who's that guy? Oh, it's Smoke." And we get the backstory of Sub-Zero and Smoke, and it's actually quite thorough.
Yeah,
it goes
fairly.
through a lot of their experience with the Lin Kuei and realizing those guys are bad and not wanting to get turned into cybers and then getting turned into cybers, And so essentially, this is Sub-Zero. In a way, just attempting to make good on his relationship with Smoke and try to, get him back from the clutches of the Lin Kuei, because when they were first sort of set upon, he was able to escape and Smoke wasn't, and he has felt bad about that for a long time. And then the entirety of this episode is just a series of encounters and flashbacks related to that. It is very singularly minded, and there's a big bird man. And he can also be a leopard man. And I'm willing to take the bet that he could probably turbo teen into a car.
Surely.
And that's my last car joke.
Okay. For now.
Yeah, we'll see.
I was just going to say one thing. I don't know if it's like the right place to put it, but like one thing the reason I chose this episode is I really loved how the every time they did a flashback with Smoke and Sub-Zero, it was literally like 1 second. So it'll be like poundy techno music, like a bump up, and then it'll be like a really like saccharine, like maybe add that sitcom thing drop, and then it'll be like, "Hey, bro," and then it'll just cut back to just techno music. It was literally just like 2 seconds, like 1 second of line.
The music editing is continually astonishingly bad.
It's almost like satirical, like they're doing it on purpose as a joke.
Yeah, because they only have 20 minutes per episode, so they had like 10 seconds per flashback.
It's ridiculous.
There's just no. It was just one flashback. They just gave it to us 3 seconds at a time.
Right? Yeah, exactly. It's the same day.
All right, let's go over to the let's drive on over to the Neil Nook.
Tracy Chapman fast car.
Welcome to the Neil Nook. It's Gucci.
There we go. All right, first things first.
I need you to lay over like 7 to 12 horn honks from a car, not a clown. And not a clown car.
And crashing noises and explosions.
Sure, I'll add it all right there. All right, first important thing I just need both of you to know. I'm sitting here at my desk barefoot, and I just dropped a push pin on the floor, and I have no idea where it landed. So there's a good chance.
Bro, why are you out here playing with push pins mid-recording? You trying to, fucking live fast, die young?
Yeah, man, I'm just too fast, too furious. There we go.
Bro, what are you doing with a push pin?
Well, it's
just fucking around with it. What are you doing?
I was just fucking around with it. Anyway, now that we've named Chekhov's push pin, let's see how the rest of this recording goes. All right.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
First thing I want to do is I'll start off the Neil Nook with a confirmation. Michael Goguen is the producer and director of every single episode of Defenders of the Realm. Yeah, Walton Goggins, surprisingly. This was his passion project.
His big break.
Gotta start somewhere.
I want that on record, Michael Goguen. He is listed in the end credits, and it's not that I remembered to look for it. It's that I happened to catch part of the credits and then be like, oh yeah, I was going to look that up. So there's that. Now, this episode was written by Mark Hoffmeyer. Corey, he wrote 3 episodes of Reboot.
Ooh, everybody's favorite cartoon called Reboot. Probably. It's up there.
Was that post or post the Mortal Kombat episode of Reboot?
Okay.
The Mortal Kombat episode of Reboot?
Yeah.
Hold the phone. Yeah. The only episode of Reboot that I remember is the Evil Dead episode of Reboot.
Oh shit! Yeah, that was pretty good.
What are you guys talking about?
So
I do not remember the Mortal Kombat episode of Reboot. Corey, I think we got a bonus episode to do.
So here's what happens. So if you watch, I gotta explain this. Is that okay? Do I have leeway to do this or not?
You can do this, but just a heads up: is Sean Catherine Derrick in that episode because, as we all know, she's trapped in the reboot universe.
It's the most important thing you could possibly tell us if she is.
I'm not at liberty to tell.
We desperately need to know.
That's the most ominous answer you could possibly have given.
Well, what can I tell you? But no, so in reboot, do you have any?
It is impossible to Google Mortal Kombat reboot because we just had a Mortal Kombat reboot.
I'm going to go ahead and say, Damion, if I can predict what your question is, you don't need to explain what reboot is.
Yeah.
Anybody listening can just go search it on Bing if they don't know.
I know.
Don't do it on Bing. Don't do it on Bing.
Oh shit! I just did it on Bing.
So anyway, I'm trying to get as short as possible because I don't want to derail too much. Basically, reboot.
Welcome to the
too late.
podcast.
Too late. That's why I listened. That's why I listened. So hopefully I'm fitting in. But
Yeah.
But so reboot is basically it's a show in the 90s. It was like before, like I think it's before Toy Story, or it's like right after Toy Story. It was like the first big CGI, like around that era. It was like Transformers, Beast Wars, and this. It was like really janky, like CGI. Donkey Kong Country, I think, had also around this era.
Before people knew how computers actually worked inside.
Yeah, well, there was the binaries. I don't go into the fucking binaries and shit. Yeah, but it was a character named Bob, and it was like a little kid named, I think, Enzo, if I remember correctly.
100%.
I don't want to interrupt you again, but I just want to say, and it's the most important thing I could possibly tell people. If you go to Bing and you type reboot cartoon into images and your safe search is off, it's not gross.
Oh,
okay.
Good.
That's good.
It's just a bunch of normal shit.
Thank God.
And I've never been happier about anything in my life.
Oh, that's depressing.
I was preparing myself mentally for the worst shit I had ever seen.
I was just assuming, but
God's work.
Right? Blender's so cheap now. I imagine it would be well.
Oh Christ.
Maybe there's hope for humanity. But reboot basically was like a family show though. So you had Bob, Enzo, and his sister. But it was like Enzo's a little kid. He's like a little tiny kid, like 10 years old, something like that. A cutesy, like whatever, self-insert character for like the audience.
Sure.
And so about I think either a season or the second season, there's a cliffhanger episode where he goes to a Mortal Kombat type game. I think he even is dressed like Scorpion. I'm gonna go check real quick.
Yeah, I can confirm this. I found a little blurb about it on the wiki.
Okay, so he's dressed like Scorpion, and there's a demon character he fights, and the demon character literally beats him, and he's just like eye slashed. And then, So they reboot it later. They reboot the reboot. No joke. This is actually like, they rebooted the reboot. I don't know if it was like years later or whatever it was. He actually seemed to be a little bit better. And now Enzo is like super buff and has like stubble. And he's like 30 years old.
Yes, I do remember this.
Yeah, but the thing is, the Mortal Kombat episode of Reboot is what caused that reboot of Reboot. How many times can I say reboot? But like,
because he got
Buffalo. But you know,
because Enzo got murdered and they had.
Yeah, well, I think he survived. Yeah, he gets rebooted somehow. Something like that. It's like a lot of other convoluted stuff. Like there was like a little girl that was a mermaid from a sea game. Like later on, she was added later. They're like in a computer, and every time a game would happen, they had the people who are in the city that we watch goes into the game. They can potentially die, and they bring this mermaid girl from a game into their world. It's a lot.
Shit, I found an image of Enzo as Scorpion.
Enzo's my favorite Mortal Kombat character.
Yours and mine too.
I wonder what the game was called. The fake game, fake reboot game.
It was called Gods, Mortals, and Demons, I believe.
Oh, so it's basically like it was like predicting war gods. Unfortunately,
or Mortal Kombat with its gods, mortals, and demons.
I guess that's true.
Could be that.
Just a
guess.
My favorite book by fucking Da Vinci Code Man. Anyway, you know
Brown.
What the joke is.
Dan Brown.
You know what the joke is. Fill it in. You know what I was gonna say. Oh my God, that's upsetting. It looks like he's a fucking duck. Why does he look like that?
Oh, he looks a lot worse than I remember him looking. That's the thing about like old school CGI. Like you remember it better than it was.
It looks like his chin is a Ninja Turtle looking down.
It does.
So what were you going to say was the important thing about the Neil Nook 35 minutes ago?
We'll circle back around. Written by Mark Hoffmeyer.
Okay.
Heard of him.
He also has written episodes of every single Power Rangers series. Original, Zeo, Turbo, Ninja Storm, just all the Rangers series.
Oh, awesome.
What about the movie?
I'm about to say, what do you think about the movie, actually?
The new one that like two people we know like or whatever.
I love that movie. Actually, so 3 people.
I don't think he worked on that new one. I'm fine with the new one. It gives me major Mortal Kombat 2021 vibes where it's banking way too hard on a series that
At least,
ain't gonna get.
the story ends. Like they defeat the this is not like Mortal Kombat. Or Mortal Kombat doesn't even fucking happen.
But we also only get the Power Rangers at the end of that movie for like 10 minutes, and that's just not enough. That's not what I'm here for.
That's fair. At least the characters were better than Mortal Kombat 2021.
Yeah, I mostly agree with that. So Mark Hoffmeyer also wrote for Spider-Man the Animated Series, Spider-Man Unlimited, something called Marvel Battle World Mystery of the Thanos Stone.
Spider-Man Unlimited, is that the one where Rob Zombie played the Lizard?
I don't think so. But that does bring me to a correction from last week where I said Reno Romano voices Peter Parker in the Spider-Man Animated Series.
It was Ray Romano, right? That's what you meant to say?
No, Reno Romano voiced Spider-Man in Spider-Man Unlimited. Just wanted to get ahead of that one before I get all the emails.
Oh, it's called Spider-Man the New Animated Series.
That's the one where Neil Patrick Harris was Spider-Man, right?
Yeah, that's right. Ed Asner was... that's good casting. Ed Asner was J. Jonah Jameson? That's pretty good. Jennifer Hill was in it. She was Black Cat. Jennifer Hill is from Chronica. Jennifer Hill, who played Chronica in Mortal Kombat 11.
And Sonya Blade in Journey Begins, I think.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's correct. That's
wild. All right. We got 2 voices in here. We've got the Lin Kuei Grandmaster.
That's a lie. Damion's on this episode.
Oniro, voiced by Jack Angel. This guy's got 206 credits. He's done like assorted voices or just general voices in like every single Pixar movie, all the way back to Toy Story. He was the shark in Toy Story, the squeaky shark.
I love the shark. Howdy, howdy. Give me my happy.
That guy. He was in Toy Story 3. He did voices in WALL-E, Monsters Inc. and Monsters University. He did some voices in an episode of Clarence, which is a really good show. Corey, he did a voice in Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog.
The good one.
The one with the chicken robot.
Yeah, the good one.
The bad one?
Yeah, one. Yeah, yes.
The good one's one they're the band. Which one's the one they're in a band?
No, that's the worst one. That's Sonic Underground. You're wrong about that.
Finally,
dude.
Somebody with a worse Sonic opinion than I have.
I like Mortal Kombat Annihilation. I have the worst opinion of everybody in this thing.
We don't need to debate Sonic cartoons on this particular episode.
I'm just saying, I think we should keep talking about the chicken robot.
He also did voices on Super Friends. And Corey, here's one for you. He did a voice in the Angry Birds movie 2.
Oh, I was going to say, why is this one for me? But it came back around.
Also, speaking of Spider-Man, he was Nick Fury in Spider-Man the Animated Series.
Oh, cool.
Now, we've got an actor named Jeremy Ratchford who voices Smoke. This guy's also done a ton of stuff. You may have seen him on NCIS as Detective Ramsey Malone, or possibly NCIS New Orleans as Richard Marino. That's right, 2 different characters. He also did 2 episodes of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I think a season 2 and a season 3 or 4 episode. I don't remember.
Was he the same character in that one, or was he a different character also?
I believe he's the same character in that one. He's one of the sort of just high schoolers.
Okay.
He voiced Banshee in the X-Men animated series.
Okay.
Corey, I got a few for you also. He is in Prom Night 3, The Last Kiss.
Ooh.
He's Bill in Short Circuit 2. I guess those are the 2 for you. And he also he's credited with 156 episodes of the show Cold Case as Nick Vera. He's 4th billed on that show.
So not quite a podium then.
Let's talk more in depth about the episode. My first note is, God damn it, who gave Stryker a laser gun?
That's my first note too. I think, let me see what I actually said. It was something very similar. It's like, holy shit, Stryker has a gun. First 2 seconds of episode.
I was not in the least surprised that Stryker had a gun.
And a kid's show, though, is what I was surprised about.
My first note of value is Stryker barely looks like he's hitting those carefully placed rocks with his feet.
Yeah, he absolutely sucks. So yeah, we got Stryker doing target practice in the cave. Only hits 9 out of 10 targets because he's a loser.
A fucking dumbass.
That's why his wife left him.
Somebody's ninja training doesn't sharpen the body and the mind.
I like how Sonya and Jax are down there, and they're picking on him. They're saying he's almost as good at shooting as they are.
These are like what Star? No,
And the
that's Resident
Special
Evil. It
Forces.
was Special Forces. Yeah.
Special Forces. Yeah, like you're almost as good as us in the Special Forces. Who knew the SWAT could actually shoot stuff? That's just a weird conversation to be hearing.
Are SWAT Riot Cops the
Yeah.
same thing? I think they might be.
They certainly
SWAT,
are.
Of
in
course,
this universe.
stands for Strikers Whack It Target Shooting. That's what SWAT means.
That's pretty.
So we got Stryker being shitty at target practice because he doesn't hit 10 out of 10. We got Sub-Zero coming down and just being like, I could do that shit with my eyes closed. And then he does, right?
Mm-hmm.
Freezes all the targets, blindfolded, 10 out of 10. And Stryker like calls shenanigans because ice beams are non-regulation weapons.
That was my notes too. My notes literally say, "Lol, go fuck yourself, Stryker."
That's most of my notes also. Yeah, and they had made a bet and like the stakes weren't named. It was just whoever wins the target practice thing gets to make the other one do something.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just left open for us, right? But before we figure out what Sub-Zero is going to demand of Stryker, we get that combat alert. There's a rift, too much smoke for them to see what's in the rift. Sub-Zero's like, that's all right. I know who the intruder is. And then my note just now says that Stryker is shitty about it. Did he like say some shit to Sub-Zero about it? Like, oh, you ninja training and something like that? Like just being a fucking goofball idiot?
I don't see anything in my notes, but probably. Stryker, so probably. Was he shitty?
Yeah.
Probably.
What do you think, Corey? I'm sure it's in there. I'm sure I didn't make that up.
Do you guys remember that joke that people would do where you fill somebody's hand with whipped cream and like will have like a feather or something because people just have those lying around?
Yeah.
So Stryker tried to remix that to fit to Sub-Zero's whole vibe, and all he actually did was just held a bunch of lighters up to his hands. And I think Sub-Zero is still mad about that.
Yeah,
that's my best guess.
Makes sense. So anyway, he's like, yeah, Sub-Zero's like, no, I know who that is. That's Smoke. I'm going to tell you guys who Smoke is. And then we get the Smoke and Sub-Zero history, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? They were old friends at the Lin Kuei ninja compound in China. And we see human Smoke, right? This is the first time I think we've seen human Smoke in this entire series. I know we saw like the smoke form of him at the end of that one episode of Conquest, but this is the first time that we see human Cyrax and human Sector. Right?
Yeah,
you can see them in you can see Cyrax in Mortal Kombat 4 as a human, I think in his ending, and you can unlock a costume for it, and you see it in some of the endings of the 3D games, and of course you see it in Mortal Kombat 9. You see human Sector and Cyrax before they get transformed into cybers.
Cyber.
But the show did something weird, or the games did something weird, because I guess this came first.
Yeah.
And it flipped their ethnicities.
Yeah, I had that in my notes also. That Cyrax is actually black and Sector is Asian. I don't know if he's Asian in this cartoon, but he's Asian in the actual game.
I think you could read it as Asian in the cartoon. I mean,
yeah,
nobody has any real
super defining characteristics.
Everyone's just kind of a blob in this show.
It's like Bruce Timm light.
Extra light.
Extra light, basically.
Yeah.
Light and diet at the same time.
So I don't know. I thought that was kind of cool, or because Defenders of the Realm was also like the premiere of Quan Chi and Mortal Kombat media. It was the first appearance that was like released, and then we got the first kind of showing of human Sector and Cyborg in this too. Just kind of a rad little detail. Cyrax. I just called him Cyborg, didn't I?
Yeah.
It's too close because you got Cybers and Cyrax, and they are cyborgs, and then of course there's Cyborg from Injustice, right?
Yeah.
And only Injustice, not from anything else.
Exactly.
I'm thinking about it now. There is not a good ship name you can make out of Cyrax and Sector. They both sound terrible.
Sexrax.
Not great.
I like that.
Cytor.
Not good.
Torax.
I like Secrax.
You can't do Torax.
Vorpax.
Well, that's perfect. We've solved that one. But
nailed it.
Neil, you can't just go willy-nilly taking the second half of both names. That dog don't hunt. That's not how this works. What do you think?
No, you can do that. I'm sure there's like a real world Hollywood example of that.
There isn't.
Right? There's got to be.
One.
I just think Secrax is all right. That one's all right.
Secrax. I think so. It's the grossest of all of them for sure.
It could be Secrax.
It makes me uncomfortable to say it and to hear it. So please stop saying it.
It's like moist Secrax.
Yeah. And I know that I started it, but
sounds like something to clean a dishwasher. That's what it sounds like.
If you do it with Sub-Zero and Liu Kang,
And
it's cool
986
because you get Sub Kang, which describes what he's like in the bedroom.
We got it.
1,600 individual gunshot sound effects go off.
Holy shit.
It's like
That's going to make the episode really long. But I'll do it.
Do it for the fans. I do like. So I have two notes about this. For one, I don't like that Cyrax uses missiles. He doesn't fucking use missiles.
Yeah, I got a note about that too. They fucked up with the powers.
And then, he uses his net later, but initially I was like, fuck you. You're pulling a Mortal Kombat Annihilation again.
No, he doesn't use his net. Sector shoots the net.
Does he Sector shoot the net?
Yeah.
I didn't double check. I'm mad now.
They might have been.
I was gonna give it some credit, and then it fucked up.
I think they were reusing just the animation asset because it came out of the end of a missile, but it absolutely a net trailing out of that missile he shoots. We'll talk about it. Yeah,
Okay.
It's fucked up.
But Lin Kuei Grandmaster, I like that he looks like the games but white instead of red, because
Right.
he has the same costume, but then he takes off his mask and he looks more similar. He looks like more original. But I did like that there was some continuity between like MK mythologies and then all that. So there's some continuity there.
Crucially, it looks like Mortal Kombat Conquest. Yeah.
Yeah, we see the Lin Kuei, the uniform looks like the Mortal Kombat Conquest uniforms. The Grandmaster does look different. It's a different Grandmaster because the Conquest Grandmasters were just ineffectual and dumb.
Well, also they're accurate because they literally just took the fucking costume from Mortal Kombat, the FMVs from Mortal Kombat Mythologies Sub-Zero. So
and they changed the head a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
But so we learn about Sub-Zero, Sector, Cyrax, and Smoke at the Lin Kuei. In China, we meet Oniro, the Grand Master. We learn that the Grand Master is a shapeshifter, and that he wants to turn all the ninjas, all the Lin Kuei ninjas, into cyborgs, or cybers as they call them. So they'll
Just
be
a bunch of guys being dudes over there at the Lin Kuei Academy.
Yeah.
It's like, what if we wanted to? You guys want to enter? You guys want to go digital with this? You guys want to hit the web?
Now there is DRM,
which stands for give me a sec. Defender's Realm.
Mortal Kombat.
The best I got.
It's Mortal Kombat DRM. That's what we're calling it from now on.
I actually don't remember what DRM means either.
Who cares?
I have to know now. Sorry, I have to know now.
It's for drum.
All right,
visual rights management. All right, I got it. I need to know.
Don't Bing it because you'll get some weird DRM porn. All right.
Best kind.
But like, here's the thing: like Sub-Zero and Smoke, they don't want to be turned into cybers, right? They love having free will, and honestly, they just got so much bro love for each other. They're just like the best friends.
It's not bro love.
It's just regular love.
Yeah.
Yeah. It totally is. It 100% is. I didn't want to say it.
Ship it.
I got a little bit of pushback. I got a little bit of pushback from my Kung Lao Zero, and I thought that was pretty clear in the that wasn't like subtext. That was like the super text.
Smoke Zero are a thing, and it tastes like a delicious beverage.
Yes, yeah. Smoke Zero. All the smoke, 0 calories.
Basically. Oh, that's so gross. They're actually selling oxygen. That's not a joke. Like
0 calories, 0 carbs.
all flavor.
0 hydrogen atoms.
but they're selling oxygen now, like fucking Spaceballs. That's a real thing that's going on right now.
Jesus. And is this in the context of like the oxygen bars that were trendy for 20 minutes?
That's a fake lie you just said. What the fuck are you talking about?
You never heard of an oxygen bar, Corey?
No, dude. No. I'm Googling it, but no.
Maybe you didn't have them up in Canada because you guys are.
So there's like as air pollution spikes, Indian bars sell clean oxygen, but it's happening like everywhere. It's not just there. Obviously. That's
insane.
It's I think there's a place in Connecticut that was selling it. So it's happening in America also.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we're in hell world.
Yeah, we've been there.
Shao Kahn doesn't have to conquer us for us to.
This is the Outworld invasion. It's just happening like slowly
through capitalism.
Yeah, through capitalism, which we all know is a disease.
Yeah, exactly.
Corey, you looking up oxygen bars?
Yeah, I didn't. It was inconclusive, and I didn't want to waste my time.
Oh, it's real. Here, I'll send you a link. You can just look at it later.
Anyway,
it's not
just
pertinent
to
the
back,
show, but
Smoke and Sub-Zero are together.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an upsetting image.
So there are,
especially. Did you find the link with the Canadian flags in it on purpose?
No, that was just the result. in Bing of all places.
Bing, famously Canadian.
So
Now I've got 2 links. Guys, hang on. I'm gonna text a few more of my boys, see if they can get me links to oxygen bars. Then we'll keep doing the podcast.
hey, fuck you. Let's continue. So Sub-Zero and Smoke back in the flashback, they don't want to be turned into cybers, so they're running away. But the Lin Kuei Grand Master chases after them in like panther form, right?
Mhm.
And they get separated from each other.
Bird form first, I thought.
Bird form and then panther form, whatever.
Maybe.
Probably something like that.
Multiple forms. At one point, he just grows claws, which is kind of dope.
Mhm.
Sub and Smoke got separated while fleeing.
You held that F syllable for a while.
I was gonna say. They'll watch a different episode.
Look, I'll be the one who's tough enough to say it. They were frolicking.
Better
100%.
episode.
They were frolicking. That wasn't the F word. I was thinking fucking, but why would they get separated if they were doing that? Right.
Don't kink shame, Neil.
I don't know how sex works with like a non-corporeal being.
Sure. I guess there's a lot of interesting things they could do together.
And Sub-Zero can be an extremely corporeal being. So like
Not all right. I'm not about to say what I just thought.
you have to say it now. It's the law.
Yeah, we have to know.
Nope. Definitely not.
If you don't text me later, Neil, we're not friends anymore.
Yeah, I'll tell you guys. I'll tell you.
Instagram me too. Yeah.
All right. So maybe Smoke takes a smoke form in a certain shape, and then Sub-Zero freezes that,
Oh,
Yeah, that sounds fucking great.
and then uses it for something specific.
okay.
It's a funnel, and he's chugging Natty Light. Moving on.
It gets it nice and cold real quick that way. All right.
And then he puts it in his ass. Okay, moving on.
Corey, did you just imply that Sub-Zero butt chugs Natty Ice using smoke as a funnel?
I didn't not imply it.
My only issue with the initial implication
Jesus
is that
Christ.
why would Sub-Zero need Smoke's help at that point? Can he just like do it?
It's just like a fun thing they like to do
Teamwork makes
together.
the dream
Oh, I
work.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's an activity that
I
they
guess he
enjoy.
can be more creative with it. Yeah, he can
You
definitely
do that when it's raining and you can't frolic. Are we even talking about the episode yet?
Yeah, we are.
Grandmaster tracks down Smoke as a panther and kicks his ass. Sub-Zero catches up, interrupts the fight to save Smoke, but Smoke stays and makes sure Sub-Zero runs off and escapes. And then Smoke got turned into a cyber, right?
Yeah, I want to say one thing I really hated about this scene was a scene where Smoke, he makes this big deal about using smoke powers, and he just stands there. He doesn't like teleport away. He doesn't flee. It's literally just like he stands there, badass pose, does smoke, and then Lin Kuei guy just smirks and then kicks his ass. Like, what was the point of that? What'd you like? I think it's implying that he's trying to make it foggy, but the animation's so bad that it doesn't look like that's what's going on.
Yeah, his main power in this seemed to be just making a bunch of smoke to try to cloud people's vision.
Yeah,
That's basically all he did. But
yeah. And I mean, it's not great. I mean, this episode's loaded with weird characterization. Like even from like whether it's power based or just like personality wise, like the fact that Sub-Zero is so tilted before knowing that Smoke is coming, it's just like a weirdly aggressive, like you lack training. Like he's just being weird.
In his
like,
defense,
Striker
Striker lacks training.
What's he bring to the team, anyways? It's just his baton. Like at this point,
Yeah, he's got a baton that can close portals. Although they hardly even use that. It's mostly Raiden showing up.
And also it breaks at one point. I think he stopped doing it once that fucking reptile showed up.
Oh yeah, because it wasn't working right. So what? He doesn't bring anything to the team. They just,
fuck Striker.
Yeah. They figure it's better to have him on their side than have to deal with him.
Yeah,
right?
that's the main thing. It's like the bottom line is they know that they can get away with illegal shit if he's there.
There you go. Yeah.
And then and Striker can say, "Hey, Jax is my friend,"
Right.
And it's
he 100% does that. He's like, "Whoa, hold on. One of my best friends is."
And Jax is like, "Whoa, friend is a really strong word there, Striker." And also, what's weird too is it feels like Smoke at one point when he gets captured. So what happens is that Sub-Zero goes to save Smoke, and Smoke is like, and he says like in his narration, like I try to get him to flee with me or frolic, but he says he didn't take my lead. And so the implication is that, like in the games, that Smoke stayed behind to let Sub-Zero get away. But then he says,
Right.
help me at the end. And it feels like an ADR last change. I feel like that ruins it because it makes Sub-Zero look kind of shitty.
Or maybe that was just like that's just Sub-Zero's like his guilt screaming at him in his head, you know?
And it's one of those things that if that's the implication, it didn't work. And it's like, just take it out.
Because it's a bad show. This is not a good show.
Yeah, okay, fair. But my point is, like, you could have gotten away. You didn't have to. It's like they tripped to the finish line. You know, like it was an unforced error. I don't know.
Welcome
sports,
to Defenders of the Realm. Unforced Errors, the cartoon show.
That's true. I know, but it's just like it seems like so easy. It's like you had to make extra effort to make it worse. Like you had to go back and get the actor to say that line rather than saving the money and the studio time or whatever to not do that line and make the show. I don't know. It's just it really bothered me. I don't know. And just the music is it comes back.
The trick is to not let anything about this show bother you, or you will die so fast. From
You're very true.
You will just drop to the ground, turn into dust, monk crumble, and die.
Bring it back.
Life. If you take any of this seriously, you're gonna hear that music really sharply transition to I almost said fuck music from fight music.
Right.
From fight music to like emotionally heartfelt music and back, and you just gotta roll with it. Friendship makes a deep impression, is what he says later, and I bet it did.
Honestly, we're here for it.
Anyway, this episode got gayer than I thought, but that's fine.
I mean, hey,
if it was more explicit, it'd be better. Honestly, in my opinion.
Sure, but there was very. I mean, it was very. It was clear. It was clearly a romantic. Like the music and everything sounded that way. You know, like they knew what they were doing.
But I also love how Nightwolf's computer shows Smoke as a human, and it has the worst sound effect ever. And it's like royalty-free Magic Wand 1.
Ooh, I have that one. I'm gonna drop it in here.
But you know what I mean? It shows him. Same as, honestly, I want to say this too. Sub-Zero's sound effects and his ice blast is so terrible in the entire show. It sounds literally like we ever played.
So is the way his face is drawn.
That's true, but I think his sound effects are worse because have you guys ever played that Windows 95? Maybe Corey hasn't, but have you played the Windows 95 pinball machine? That's the pinball game.
I absolutely have.
100%.
I resent the slander.
And it came out 2 years before you were born. So but
what you're not considering is most people skipped the Windows 98 update and just stuck with Windows 95 until Windows ME came out.
Oh yeah. ME, I forgot ME actually. I remembered XP. Then whatever. Who gives a shit about Windows? But it sounds like that. But his ice blast sounds like when you hit one of those.
Hold on, real quick. Who gives a shit about Windows? Maybe me, the guy with 2 Zunes. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I bet the Bill Gates news when him and Jerry. What was it? Jerry Epstein? No, that's not his name, right?
Jerry Seinfeld.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Jeffrey Epstein, yeah. Jerry Seinfeld, him too. Didn't he date like a 17-year-old also, like Jerry Seinfeld?
He did.
Yeah, it was pretty famous.
Correct.
It was pretty awful.
Probably. They're all fucking gross, and I hate them all. There we go.
But my whole point bringing that up was that his ice sound effect sounds like when that laser sound effect when you hit one of the bumpers.
I'm gonna find this game and play it, and then I'm gonna message you and be like, "Yeah, dude, you were right."
It's that, yeah. So that's why I brought the whole thing up, which for that one observation.
You fit right in here.
That's what the game sounds like. Wow, like when it goes in the.
So
that's what ice sounds like, right?
Yeah, it sounds shitty.
My favorite sound effect from 3D Space Pinball is wah wah wee wah. Okay, that's enough of that.
Wait, is that a real one?
Yeah, it's if you get into the secret code and Borat's in the ship.
Is it your favorite? I thought your favorite sound effect would be ladies and gentlemen, start your engines, vroom vroom vroom.
That's not how the races start. And you know that because I sent you a clip earlier. It's lights out and away we go.
They need a car in Mortal Kombat. What's that? What was that? Mega Mix for Sega Saturn. They had a NASCAR.
Fighters Mega Mix. Yeah, where you could fight as the car from Daytona, USA.
It's fucking awesome. They
Yeah.
need that for Mortal Kombat. They can bring him in there as a guest character.
Yeah, fucking throw some tires.
Exactly. What would fatality be?
He would just run over you. That's it.
Why did he do that initially? Why is he doing with the whole fighting thing?
Well, he's a sadist.
he's in it for the love of the kill.
Yeah. He really likes to savor his vehicular murder.
I guess he's a NASCAR driver, so I guess that makes sense. NASCAR.
It's not about the destination; it's about the journey.
And that's what the
Right.
Fast and Furious films are about.
Yeah.
Oh
that and
man,
family.
I don't want to go into it. I'm not a big fan of the Fast series.
Let's not get into it right now.
Okay.
Do you think Stryker's secret talent is that he can drift those jets?
No, because we've seen him like run into a
Yeah,
stalactite.
exactly. He sucks. Like the first episode, he literally fucks up.
I said secret.
It's a really well kept secret if that's the case.
Hey man, he's a cop. He probably has gotten up to some shit that we are unaware of.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the reason why his wife left him was not because he.
Stryker's wife left him because he was illegally drifting.
Let's get back in here.
Where are we in the episode right now? Can somebody just remind me?
It's the first flashback.
Sure,
Oh my fucking god!
we're out of the flashback though. We know the
Legit out of
story.
it, yeah.
We know the story of Sub-Zero.
What
and
if I told
Smoke.
you guys that happens a couple more times?
We know that the rift that opened up that Smoke came out of is somewhere near the Grand Canyon.
Mhm.
And we know that Sub-Zero is going to head out there to deal with this alone. This ain't the team's problem. It's his problem.
Doesn't that mean that Smoke is a terrible hunter if Sub-Zero has to go out of his way to find him? Like, he's programmed to take out Sub-Zero, and Sub-Zero has to, like, literally, like, climb all these secret places to find the guy chasing him.
Sure, but I think that's part of Smoke's plan, right? Smoke is, in classic Mortal Kombat fashion, pranking Sub-Zero.
Classic Mortal Kombat pranks.
He's up there on that cliff. He's making Sub-Zero come to him, and he's making Sub-Zero get super tired.
He's making Sub-Zero what? What is he doing?
He's making Sub-Zero come.
Thank you. Now, what I need you to do is isolate that and then delete the rest of the episode, and then that is the episode.
I got a question. It's a real question. It's probably not going to make it the episode. Is Sub-Zero semen cold?
I can tell
Is
you
it
right
like-
now, that is not going to make it in the episode.
But also,
100%.
Yes.
100% it is.
Yes. Okay. All
As
right,
we've
cool.
discussed in the past, he's basically a frozen chicken nugget of a human being.
Yeah.
That's why he's alive after 500 years. Oh, I guess his big brother.
Well, that's only Mortal Kombat 2021. I mean,
You know-
like,
you
and
know what
also
they say.
Conquest, which is not canon.
you know what
Well,
they say about
hold on.
big frozen men?
We're here,
Big
Damion,
shoes.
Okay.
to track the Mortal Kombat Conquest timeline
No, and
through-
I actually, Big Theory
through
Boys,
Defenders
like,
of the Realm.
I agree that it's Mortal
Hearing
Kombat
another
Annihilation sequel.
person say Big Theory Boys really clues you into how truly stupid that is.
I'm down for it. No, but there's like I saw the first episode literally this morning, and I don't know if you guys mentioned that, but she says that like she hasn't seen Sub-Zero in like a few years.
Yeah, no,
Like
this
the
is
fi-
definitely right.
Yeah.
Well, this is Sub-Zero. So all right. Well, you know what? We don't need to do a big theory, boys, because it's pretty clear. Old Sub-Zero lived over 500 years. This is his younger brother. He's only got to be a couple years younger than him, right? He's also lived this long. Smoke's also lived this long. That's why Smoke showed up in Conquest. We're not even going to cover it.
Yeah.
So let's get back to the episode. So Sub-Zero, Sub-Zero's now somewhere near the Grand Canyon, right? He's climbing a cliff. He's not bitching about it like Jax was in that one episode.
Or super tired like Stryker was.
He's
like,
not
out of
super
breath.
tired like Stryker was climbing that tower last week. He's wading
Yeah.
through water and shit. Then he finds the rift, and then boom, Cyber Smoke is there, right? And he's trying to reason with his old pal.
Yeah.
Saying like, I'm not going to fight you. We made a vow, right? We made a vow that we'll never fight each other,
Yeah.
and we'll be friends. And Smoke is like,
Yeah, they'll be friends.
Smoke is like, no, I'm Cyber Lin Kuei. My mission is to hunt you down, and that's what I'm going to do, motherfucker. He
Yeah.
lassos him, and he tries to shoot laser bolts at him, and Sub-Zero keeps trying to reason with him.
I mean, shoot the laser bolts too. His black, like gloved hands become white.
Okay,
Great animation.
on that very same episode where Jax was climbing a cliff, when he's flying the dragon jet to go find Sonya in episode 2, is that 2?
I have no idea.
3? Episode
That was-
3?
couldn't tell you.
3, yeah.
You could come to my house and put a gun to my head, and I would never be able to tell you.
I just had to share this. I was flipping through for screenshots for the YouTube, And when he's flying that jet, talking to Nightwolf on FaceTime, his legs are skin. He's not wearing pants. He's not wearing pants in the jet.
Why you have to send this to me? I have to see this.
They didn't. Yeah, I'll get it sent to both of you. But he is not wearing pants in that episode.
Oh, really? You don't say. Well,
in that airport. In that
fucking party time.
Right.
I got up while Neil was talking, went to my fridge and got this drink just so I could find a funny time to open it.
That's amazing.
Don't even really want it that bad. This is a 0 sugar Pepsi because I'm trying to not actively kill myself every time I drink one of these.
Oh man, it's so much better than I'm drinking green Red Bull.
Green Red Bull.
It's called green. It's just literally it says the green edition. I'm not joking.
Dude, that's true. That's what they fucking do.
Did somebody say Red Bull? Do you guys want to talk about Formula One?
If we're doing
sure.
If we're doing a beverage call out, I'm drinking Rebel whiskey and Diet Coke.
Oh man.
And I don't know if you guys can.
I gotta talk to Damion. I gotta get drunk for this one.
I'm gonna drink some sunscreen now. Copper Tone Sport SPF.
Holy shit.
Guess what number, motherfucker? 50. The sun cannot even look at me, dude, with this on. The sun goes down when I go outside in this fucking sunscreen. You wouldn't believe the scenes. People are like, my crops, they're dying. You can't keep doing this. And it's like, no, I'm going to chug the screen and we're going to fucking get it on, dude.
So what do? You chug it, then you sweat it out, and that's how you get it all over you?
I'm more worried about internal burning.
Internal burning from what? Nope. Not saying it. All right.
Scorpions come hot. Anyway, sorry.
And the answer is yes. We have to keep it in now.
Jesus Christ, these fucking weeknight recordings. Oh my god. Now. We're gonna lose our audience.
Oh, that's me. I'm sorry.
We're not.
No, it's not. It would be Corey's fault, not yours.
Oh, thank you.
Now we're fine. We're good. Shout out to Paul. All right.
Shout out to Paul, the one guy who will never leave us.
He's like, oh, I know that scorpion come too hot. This was too much for me, guys. Sorry.
You asked if it was too hot. That's a different question.
I just want to know if it's like a comfortable. Is it like a comfortable warm? Is it like a soothing hot?
If I ordered it in a drive-through, could I drink it right away, or would I have to let it cool down?
To blow on it a little bit. In more ways than one. More ways than one.
Holy shit.
That's why scorpions are so good for each other.
Dude, I am on fucking fire right now.
Jesus
the one that really burn you would be reptiles.
Oh no, we can't keep doing this.
No. We don't. Let's not go through all the ninjas.
Ermax is not great either. Yeah.
Daxus is metal.
There's multiple of them. There's like multiple souls, so they overfloods.
Smoke jizzes like a mist, and
I gotta say,
jizzes a soul, and let's just move on.
This is essentially
Rain is like
debate. My first time meeting Damion, and I can't believe this is the conversation we're having.
Rain. When rain comes, when rain comes, you think he's pissing. There, we've covered it all.
Yeah, there we go.
Tremor shoots gravel. Are we done?
This episode brought to you by Red Bull Green. Giras is sand.
Yeah.
It's all sand.
Noob Saibot's terrible. Sorry, we'll move on.
It's oil. It's just oil. All right.
Devoris is bugs.
She's not a ninja though.
That's the disqualifying factor here.
I'm gonna draw a line somewhere, Corey. I'm gonna draw a line somewhere.
We're just talking about the male ninjas, all right?
And what's your point?
All right.
Are you just anyway? I would rather maybe we draw the line slightly before that, and we can cut this part of it out where it got less funny.
Yeah, we'll do that.
We got to keep that bit in optimum range, not unlike
and F1
fill in the blank.
Just want you guys both to know you're ruining my Monday night because I'm gonna have to edit this.
Happy 30th birthday, Sonic the Hedgehog.
All right.
Okay, let's okay, guys. Do you want to make a deal really quick?
Yeah.
Neil, I promise this isn't a joke.
Is this a classic Corey deal where it's like we could rip through this thing in 10 minutes?
It's not that. I was gonna say, what if we focused on the episode? We promised to focus on the episode for the next like 15 minutes, and we just saw how far we got.
Sure, let's do that.
Okay.
All right. So we got Sub-Zero refusing to fight Smoke while Smoke whips his ass, and then we got the Master. What is it? Oniri?
Mm-hmm.
Did I already forget his fucking name?
Oniro?
Oniro.
Onori?
Master Oniro comes through the rift, and he brings with him Cyrax, Sector, and a whole bunch of cybers, right? And he's like, we pranked you, motherfucker. You're ours now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cyrax and Sector start shooting missiles and nets at Sub-Zero, and if you watch that clip back when Sector shoots the missile, it starts trailing the green net. That successfully captures Sub-Zero, so they fucked up the powers of the cybers, and I'm mad about it, right?
I'm very mad too.
And like Sub is about to get, captured by the Lin Kuei finally, and presumably will be taken back to be turned into a cyber until Sonya says kiss off and shoots her power rings.
Get it?
Yeah, because of her fatality.
No, also piss off.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I get it. I didn't even catch that.
Neil,
Ayo.
you didn't
It's like
catch
a
that?
PG rated.
No, I caught it.
Neil, were you watching the program?
Anyway, Sonya's here, and she brought her boys Stryker and Jax also, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then Stryker immediately gets kneed in the face.
I like that.
So now we got Sub-Zero, and he's fighting the Grandmaster, and the Grandmaster's got like the wooden sword from Zelda as a weapon.
Yeah, out of nowhere too. It's literally like they have a wide shot with him without it, and the close up he has it randomly, and it blocks like ice blast.
It's like hardwood. Ayo.
Yeah.
And then
Get it? Do you get it, listeners?
That's the theme.
It's because Neil does carpentry.
Now, so he's fighting the Grandmaster, and then like cybers are just shooting lasers. Jax and Sonya are like tearing one apart, making it spark, and then they throw it off a cliff into the water, and one of them says shocking. I think it's Sonya.
Really delayed.
Yeah.
It takes a while.
They wait for it, like after it stops sparking, and then they've thrown it off the cliff, and then it like falls all the way down and then hits the water.
Oh,
and then
shit.
she's like, shocking.
Did we point out how bad the cyber voice is?
Oh, I don't think that we did. It's just like a generic.
It's like basically just a dude talking. Like it's not even. It's like it is a weak effort.
It's a little. It's like he held his fingers up to his throat, right? To make.
It's like Robbie the robot.
To make robot noises.
I'm the robot man.
I am the Cyber Lin Kuei.
Smoke.
One of us. Gooble gobble, gooble gobble. Right?
Yeah.
Goop. What? No.
Yeah, from Freaks, right?
Yeah,
That's from
nobody's seen
Freaks,
that.
right?
That movie's amazing. You should probably watch it.
Corey only watches bad sequels, so
I don't watch movies that are in black and white. It's illegal.
he'll watch Freaks, with the exception of half of Pleasantville.
I've only seen the good half of Pleasantville.
Can I tell a story real quick here?
Sure, fuck it.
There's an IMDb review, I believe, for Clerks, the Kevin
Never
Smith
seen it because it's
first
not in
movie.
color.
And somebody gave it a low rating for being black and white, and they were like, "Don't get me wrong, I'll watch black and white movies sometimes, like the first half of Pleasantville."
So they said, actually, can I make a slight correction to your story here?
Sure.
They said they didn't like that it was black and white because they demanded the movie had more moral ambiguity.
They may have also said the middle part of Pleasantville.
the not colored part.
Yeah. And speaking of like bring it back to this, that also had an animated series.
Yes,
That
it did.
was.
I think it would be cool if one of
It's
these
very cool.
episodes was in black and white, so then I didn't have to watch it.
Okay.
There actually is, I think, a black and white episode of the cartoon series.
Of Clerks or Defenders of the Realm?
Did Clerks get a cartoon?
Yeah, it did. There's like 6 episodes.
Jesus Christ, they made a cartoon about fucking everything.
It's really
did.
good. The
Rambo.
Clerks cartoon is
It's
really
actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good. And then I love when they do it for like the kids cartoons for like this basically like Rambo and RoboCop and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just really water it down to sell toys. How do those
How
Mortal Kombat toy sales go?
Yeah, we had the same exact thought.
Mhm.
Like, I wonder how that went. They even exist. I can see if they fucking even exist.
Yeah, they did. They made like GI Joe style figures. You know how like they did the same thing for the Street Fighter. They made like GI Joe, like a Street
I
Fighter
know
line.
Mortal Kombat did. I meant for specifically Defenders of the Realm.
Oh, I don't think they made any for Defenders of the Realm. I think they wanted to, which is why they put so many jets in it.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Like play sets and shit.
Come on, kids, down to Toys R Us, where you can kick your jets and jam with the latest Mortal Kombat Defenders of the Realm toys. Get a smoke action figure that's perfectly designed to shove it up your ass.
Damn it, Corey.
That was pretty pitch perfect though.
Yeah,
honestly.
wait, what's up, Neil?
At Mr. Corey Price on Twitter, everybody. All right. So just
Send
fights and
all
shit.
complaints to...
There's just fights and shit going on, right?
Yeah.
And the Grandmaster runs off at one point, and Sub-Zero's pursuing him, but then Smoke attacks him, and Sub-Zero's like, I'm not going to fight you. And then they're like up high on a cliff at this point.
Yeah.
And then Sonya and the boys are down on the ground, and Sonya's like, what's he trying to prove? And then Katana says, Sub-Zero's playing a dangerous game. And then I wrote on my notes, when did Katana and Liu Kang get here? Because they weren't there originally. Now they're just here suddenly. So we got the whole crew here, right? Katana, Liu Kang, Jax, Sonya, Stryker, Sub-Zero's up there on a cliff, facing off with Smoke again, not fighting him, right? But then the Grandmaster shows up or something, and he tells Smoke to finish him, and Sub-Zero's like, remember your vow to honor our friendship, and like it starts to work.
And then for 2 seconds they show him like just doing a bro hug or like a bro handshake, and that's it.
Kissing. And then Smoke makes a bunch of smoke, and then the gang fights more cybers. And then I guess in that smoke, he's teleported him and Sub-Zero away from the area,
somehow,
or higher up.
We don't really know.
We don't really know, but we do know that the Grandmaster has to turn into a bird to go find them.
Mm.
And then Cyrax Sector and all the other cybers start to retreat back through the rift. So good job, gang. Raiden shows up, closes the rift, and asks everybody what's going on. They tell him Sub disappeared with Smoke. Yeah, they ask Raiden if, like, do you think there could be a trace of human left in Smoke? And Raiden's like, I have no clue, but friendship makes a deep impression.
Well, I thought was funny about that scene is like it's almost like a Space Ghost Coast to Coast gag because he literally like takes so long to answer.
Yeah,
she has like, does Smoke have a soul? And it's like beat. And it's like, I don't know, maybe. And like, obviously, Clancy Brown is like sarcastic. And also, he kind of looks like Space Ghost in this design a little bit.
He's got it in the eyes and the chin for sure. 100%.
Yeah.
Raiden coast to coast.
The best part about this episode so far is realizing how boring this episode truly is when we just let Neil explain what's happening on screen.
Nothing fucking happens. Like I'm rushing through it because like nothing happens.
The problem is, so like earlier when we said this episode is flashbacks about Smoke and Sub-Zero and also trying to fight people so they don't hurt Smoke while Sub-Zero tries to fix his brain. That's it, folks. That's a wrap.
Literally
like,
it.
There's no B story.
Now, like, let's be clear. I think it's a cool story.
It's a
cool idea.
It's Return of the Jedi.
It's
executed okay, but at least like very directly related to the lore, which I find interesting. But Christ on a jet, it's boring.
I think it's a good episode.
I think it's fine.
But the show's only going to get so good, right? Like,
yeah,
I could see this being an episode that, like, as a kid, if I had seen it, I don't remember if I saw this one as a kid. I caught a few episodes of this at the time. I didn't retain any of it. I feel like this one would have stood out to me if I had seen it back when it first aired, and I would have remembered it to be a lot more like intense and grand than it actually is. Watching it now, I'm just kind of like, this could have been a 5-minute short. You know, they really dragged this out.
Yeah, or at least like spread out the flashbacks, so not like literally just like, hey buddy, and then cut back to like action music.
Totally. So we're gonna catch up. We got Sub-Zero and Smoke. They're on like the very top of the Grand Canyon, I suppose, at this point. And Smoke's like, I brought you here so we could settle this in one-on-one combat to see who is gonna drop the other one off that fucking cliff.
I brought you here to beat your ass.
I also keep forgetting it's a Grand Canyon. Like it is, because Nightwolf says it. But when I was watching the episode, I totally forgot. Because
more accurately,
it's not red or anything.
It's just a big canyon.
Yeah, exactly.
They meant that it's grand and it's a canyon. It's a Grand Canyon, not the Grand Canyon.
You guys
Are you
want to go to a big hole?
Sub-Zero's still like, I'm not going to fight you, Smoke. But then the Master swoops in as a bird and attacks Sub-Zero. Then he turns into a human, but grows like
That classic problem. We've all had it.
grows animal claw hands.
You're trying not to kill your boyfriend, and a bird swoops in and he beats your ass.
Sub-Zero freezes his hands, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't even bother the Grandmaster.
The cold never bothered him. Anyway,
Anyway, yeah.
you guys ever see
Corey,
Wally?
let it go. But now, like, all the shit that Sub-Zero's said to Smoke is like finally hitting him, right? And we see Smoke like flashing back to when he was a human and when he's getting captured and turned into a cyber and all that kind of shit, right?
Yeah.
Which sort of just looked like going to the dentist.
Yeah.
That's horrifying. So.
Meanwhile, the Master's like now a fire-breathing panther, and he's got Sub-Zero like at the edge of the cliff, like ready to like kick him over. And the Grand Master says, "Your soul is mine," which triggers a memory of Smoke being converted into the cyber and having the Lin Kuei. Maybe, hey, Lin Kuei Grandmaster, maybe if you want your ninjas to submit to this program, don't say your soul is mine as you're putting them
that's
under.
not even your line, dude.
It's
Like,
fucked
what
up.
are you doing?
Stolen valor.
Stolen valor, 100%. But this snaps Smoke out of it, right? He stops the Grandmaster from killing Sub-Zero. Then like this like weird group of shenanigans happens where like Sub-Zero kind of like rolls around with the Master. Then Smoke jump kicks the Grandmaster off the cliff. But the Master grabs Smoke's leg and tries to pull him off the cliff. But then Sub-Zero catches Smoke. And then the Master falls, but he can turn into a bird. So he just does that and flies away. And it doesn't fucking matter.
Shit. It was funny shit. It's like, oh yeah, I can turn into a bird. Fuck it.
Yeah, poof, bird. Right? But Smoke and Sub-Zero saved each other. And now Sub-Zero's like, I knew you were in there. And then Smoke just says, I saved you. But you're an enemy of the Lin Kuei. So we can't be friends anymore.
And a very 5-year-old on the playground feel, for sure.
Yeah.
We all know what that actually means.
Yeah. Sorry. We're breaking up.
Star-crossed lovers.
But he does.
Like Romeo and Julian. They just can't be together. That's what that plays about, right? It's two guys
100%.
being dudes.
Yeah, one of them's a robot.
Yeah, one of them.
That happened. That had to have happened off Broadway somewhere.
Or automaton.
There was a reboot episode about it.
Yeah, there was a really good episode of Reboot.
Yeah, very progressive at the time.
Where Sean Catherine Derrick was put into a video game.
Let's maybe not bring a real human person into this weird bit.
All right. Well, so anyway, but Smoke does say he's going to honor their oath to each other. So he's not going to kill him, right?
Yeah.
And then Sub-Zero, we catch up with Sub-Zero later, and he's staring at the sunrise, I think, because I'm pretty sure all of that shit happened at night. And he's like, we'll meet again, old friend. And then Sonya and the boys show up, and they're like, hey, how's it going? Or something.
Well, actually, it's actually a pretty good line. For this kind of show, I think it's a pretty solid line. If someone says, "Are you happy?" and he just says physically. Which is like,
yeah,
yes.
That's not bad.
That's some snappy writing.
So then he says something interesting. Sub-Zero says that he believes that our soul is the only thing no one can take from us.
Shang Tsung would beg to differ.
Not true. Shao Kahn and Shang Tsung and the Master just fucking take souls all the time. Like that's just not true. Sub-Zero, sorry.
Yeah.
That's the one thing everyone is trying and successfully taking from people in this universe.
And then I thought the theme finally kind of worked also in this scene, because like that really cheesy that Corey brought up, that really cheesy like happy. I don't know if you can put like maybe a sample of it just to show how cheesy it is. It's literally like
a sound alike or something, maybe.
Yeah, obsessed with the fact that our guests are now just giving you editing work too.
Whatever.
Royalty, it literally is like royalty free sad music 3.
I've been thinking about doing it anyway, Corey. So like,
I know,
it's
but you get what I mean. Let me have this funny bit.
You got it.
Yeah.
Can you make it in MIDI?
make it sound like it's from the Windows 95 pinball machine.
Yeah.
Honestly, I probably could.
Can you recreate it with nothing but your mouth sounds?
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly that's what I'll do.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And then like it's really emotional, and then like fucking Jax breaks the tension, which is like, hey, remember the bet from the beginning?
Yeah. You can take plenty from him. Ha. So he's like, okay. Sub-Zero's like, okay, Stryker, here's your punishment, right? You're going to be my student for a week, and you're going to learn ninja shit, which is a bad idea, because let's not also
Give the
train
riot
our
cops like
let's not train our
training.
riot cops to also be stealthy assassins,
Is
please.
he a cop still? He just
Stryker?
dresses like one, but is he still like on the force?
He's on
But they're
the
not
Earth.
cops. Crucially, they don't enforce laws.
They're 100% cops.
There's not a
dude. This is-
single. No. Like
No.
they're not enforcing laws.
No, they're
That's not what that is.
It's not a cap with a K. It's not
No,
all
no.
combat.
Corey.
It's all
They're like
bastards.
personality-wise, they're all cops. But
I got bad news for you guys.
cops don't enforce laws.
They're ice.
Oh my god, they are.
God damn it. God damn it,
We
Neil.
have to
Sorry.
abolish defenders of the realm.
100%.
Oh god.
People are trying to immigrate, and they are just pushing them back.
It's worse too. It's like something that Ice would make, like a Saturday morning cartoon Ice would make. Like, hey, look, this is what happens when.
Yeah.
It's gross. That's gross.
Yeah,
Ice
100%.
famously hates ninjas. Also,
Sorry, guys.
I
That's-
don't,
what do you
I don't
think-
like. I don't like this show anymore.
Why do you think Sub-Zero's on the team, dude?
Oh no.
Never mind, dude. I came so close to just bringing it back to that bit we were doing before, but I had the willpower to not do so.
Jesus Christ, Neil.
Fill in the
Anyway.
blanks.
Sorry. But then, but Stryker doesn't want this opportunity, and he's like,
Yeah, this is just a learning opportunity. This is a chance to fucking better yourself.
but
Like,
Stryker doesn't want to learn anything or grow as a human being, so he's just
He's a
like,
cop.
can I just give you cash instead? And then I think everyone like has a good hearty laugh.
Yeah, money means nothing. And it's
Right.
like, yeah, because Sub-Zero's based. He knows that money is a construct that we should abandon.
100%.
He knows the truth about capitalism.
Yeah.
He worked for the Lin Kuei. Lin Kuei is probably the most capitalistic thing ever. Literally, I'll buy. You can kill anybody. Give me enough money. Like,
Yeah,
it's literally,
that's
it's all stupid bullshit.
absolutely.
Lin Kuei has this. They start with the L and K, right? Stay with me here.
Yeah.
You know what
Okay.
LK stands for?
Do it. What does it stand for?
Eliminate capitalism.
He's a fucking idiot.
I will also say it's also creepy scenes. God damn it! It's really creepy seeing Sub-Zero smile too.
Oh yeah. Well, again, his face looks creepy 100% of the
What,
time.
Neil?
in
What?
this show. Yeah. I'm so happy we do this show. That's all.
Damien, is this everything you dreamed and more when you just
Corey,
Yeah,
Right.
for sure. I'm in tons of fun. I'm just hoping that like I'm not talking too fast.
Corey, I appreciate you.
Thanks, man. Nah, you're good. Don't worry about it, Damien. You're okay. You're
Yeah.
doing a good job.
Thank you.
We'll fix it in post.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
trick.
please.
That's the trick. Is all of these are like, just like this is like the anyway. This joke's going nowhere, so don't keep it in because I'm falling all over my words. But no, actually, it's gone. Never mind.
All right, now it's staying
in
in. I always, whenever you do this, I leave it in. You know that, right?
No, because I don't listen.
Oh no!
Whenever you-
Truth comes out.
Whenever you start a joke and then trail off and go, never mind, it's gone. That stays in the episode.
That's fine. I can live with that.
That's what I tried to do. That's why I tried not to say like, "Oh, this joke's going nowhere," because I know Neil's going to put it in.
100% of the
Crickets.
time.
The trick is
Yeah.
anytime you say anything about this show being bad, Neil puts it up 20 decibels and he turns the reverb up to like, I don't know, 8 or 9 on the Richter scale, and he just blasts it.
To let you know, it's like a commercial where the commercial. Did you know about that? Where like the commercials will be like 10 decibels higher.
It's
or
like, so
something
you're
like that.
watching Reboot, and then everybody's like talking, and they're like, "Hey man, welcome to Reboot." And then because the commercial, it's like, "Do you want to buy Defenders of the Realm action figure, motherfucker?
Exactly.
Exactly
100%.
like
Come on
that.
down to Zaxby's and buy a kids meal."
Oh my god, I would be so happy if the fucking McDonald's had a Mortal Kombat Happy Meal, and like
Jesus
McDonald's
Christ.
becomes like MK. Oh, I was going to say that word. MK Donald's,
MK Donald's.
just for that promotion.
Yeah. Yeah. Someday.
We'll see.
Come on down to Five Guys, where we will give you 5 guys that fight from Mortal Kombat.
There it is.
I hate that I backed him from my mic in case it was too loud, but I'm worried I went too far and it's not going to communicate the effect.
We'll figure it out.
If you're in Mortal Kombat with all the fast food mascots, who win? Because Five Guys is up there. That's like Triborg, right?
Five Guys doesn't have a mascot though.
Yeah, but it's called Five Borg.
So there is a precedent-setting study into this.
Wendy's kills them all.
No,
there I said it.
What's your fatality then?
She just fucking eats them.
The fact that the burger's a square.
Yeah,
she smashes them with square patties.
Well, yeah, she throws those square patties like shuriken, and they stab people.
If I remember correctly,
that's a move though. That's not a fatality. Her fatality is it like Sindel with her pigtails? Does she
the winner's Papa John's? Everybody shut up.
To death.
Oh God, Papa John. No, I worked for Papa John. Oh my God,
he's an unhinged, real human man. It's
Colonel Sanders is too, and put Colonel Sanders everywhere.
Here's the thing you guys aren't considering: Mortal Kombat's fictional. Papa John is real.
So is Wendy. Wendy's a real person. She's based off Dave Thomas's daughter.
Yeah, but like she's not
his
real.
Vicious, bloodthirsty daughter.
She's not
Use
real.
her pigtails to kill them like Sindel.
She's not real in the way that Papa John is real.
She was in the commercials.
Not when I was alive.
Yeah, I thought Corey was alive. She was 50.
Yes, she was 100%. Corey, here's a
Neil's right. She was like a CEO or something.
When they did their menu.
When they rebooted Wendy's.
They did. They rebooted Wendy's, and she was in the commercials. And she's a bigger girl, but she was in the commercials.
We can't do this.
This is getting cut out of it. I'm just communicating this to you, Corey.
No, retake it. This is good information. People need to know.
And then they replaced. It was actual Wendy Thomas in the commercials, and then they replaced her with a skinny redhead Wendy.
Yo, okay, wait. This is the most important thing you've ever said. So I had a conversation recently with Liam and Mitch from They Made Another One. Sure. And I was trying to tell them that Wendy's ads existed where there was this, like, she had bright red hair, looked more like the logo, and they basically did, like, millennial shit humor. And that's what those ads were.
Oh, those are
real, right?
100% real.
Because I went on YouTube, and there is not a single fucking trace of them.
They fucking scrub it?
100% real.
Go to Dailymotion. Let me see if it's on Dailymotion.
Those were absolutely real.
We've never done a more important episode.
It's
anyway, are we
still
talking about the show anymore? Done? Like, what are we talking about anymore?
No, we got to the end. That's it for the show.
It's Sub-Zero smiling, and it's that banger techno song. The techno song where I don't think it's a real song. I think it's the score still, but that song was pretty good.
That is a real song still. Like, it is music.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not a soundtrack. It's not a soundtrack. It's a score song. There's a difference, Corey. There's the score and there's the soundtrack.
Music by Jonathan Sloat, who also did the music in Conquest. You know him, you love him.
That's awesome.
Yeah, there's probably reused music between the two that I just haven't picked up on. But anyway, that's it for this episode. We talked a lot of shit because not a lot happens. It's a very bare bones plot, but pretty good episode.
Oh, I can't believe we said that at the same time, dude. We're in the drift.
We can fight some kaiju now.
Finally, we're drift compatible.
Finally.
It's only taken 40-something episodes.
Finally, we're Zune compatible.
Hey, everyone's always been Zune compatible.
Finally, my car has a mount for a Windows phone. Anyway, I think shall we
got one last thing to do here. This is not a big theory, boys. This is very straightforward episode.
Man.
Yeah.
Magic Lin Kuei ninjas can live for 500 plus years, so we don't need to talk about why he showed up in Conquest, why Smoke showed up in Conquest and this. What we're going to do instead is a little bit of a comparison, right?
Yeah.
As opposed to comparing this to Conquest, though, I think we need to compare this this version of... Well, fuck it. Let's compare it. Conquest had a small cameo by the Smoke version of Smoke at the end of the Serpent and the Ice.
I hardly remember that, man.
Yeah. Which show did Smoke better?
I mean, there's more Smoke in this, so I guess that.
Yeah.
Just by default.
Now, we also got Smoke, Cyber Smoke, and Cyrax in Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Damion, you're a big fan of that movie.
That's a strong way to say it. But yeah, I like that movie. I had fun with that movie.
Damion, it's your favorite movie. You're very vocal about how much you love Mortal Kombat Annihilation. You think it's a perfect film. And much like how Corey feels about Halloween Resurrection, you are publicly upset that Rashomon is in the Criterion Collection, but Mortal Kombat Annihilation is
Well,
not.
to be fair, I think Mortal Kombat has more of a reason to be in there than Resurrection. But
And
but no,
and this is something that Corey has said repeatedly about Halloween Resurrection, that it should be in the Criterion Collection, and Rashomon just plain just shouldn't be.
Well, only one of those movies is in color.
God damn it. I actually liked so obviously I think Smoke is done much better in the cartoon just because he's a character. But I always did like making a joke when we would watch Mortal Kombat Annihilation where Katana and Liu Kang are about to kiss and all of a sudden Smoke shows up. It's like Chastity Bot, not in top range, and kicks him. So
Chastity Bot.
yeah. And so yeah, and obviously I have to drink because the fight started, because it's a drinking game.
Sure.
And
right.
And
we went through the rules.
Yeah. Except for he used the fucking missile in that movie. So that actually is a big another demerit on Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Yeah.
Because Sector has the missile, not Smoke. So that always bothered me as a kid. I was also pissed as a kid there was no Sector.
Yeah,
so,
right.
And now as an adult, I'm like, oh, you have similar to screen time and blah blah blah. But like at the time, I was like, where the fuck is Sector? Because I'm dumb kid.
Well, they already had a red guy with Ermac. So.
Yeah, exactly. It's probably their logic.
We've hit Terminal Red Man. What is this? The
Error
Wu-Tang Clan?
Yeah. And
he was in that, right? I got that. I'm not wrong, right?
I couldn't hear you, so whatever.
He says Red Man and Wu-Tang Clan.
That's right.
No. Redman is associated, but he's not a part of the Wu-Tang Clan.
Fucking whatever. Like that's like saying, Sean Catherine Derek's not in Reboot.
He's not a member. He's not a member.
And also, but Wu-Tang Clan actually had a fighting game. There was.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, it was the rebranded Thrill Kill. They took the Thrill Kill engine. They reskinned it when that game got canceled into a Wu-Tang fighting game. And Method Man, at least. I think Ghostface showed up in the Def Jam wrestling games.
Oh yeah. Those games. It's pretty fun.
Def Jam Vendetta.
Yeah.
I can't believe that.
Henry Rollins is like your guy that helps you get like your skills and stuff. He's the one that trains you. Is Henry Rollins?
Those games so fucking fun.
Yeah. Snoop Dogg's the bad guy. Snoop Dogg is like a fucking. I don't think he's Snoop Dogg. I think he's like a character. But
as he is in real life.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Martha Stewart should be in those games. But no, so I think Cyrax is much better in Mortal Kombat Annihilation. He has much more to do, and I think the same way that Smoke is better in Defenders of the Realm. Real answer, Defenders of the Realm, he's a real character. He has an arc. Yeah. It's Return of the Jedi, like I said. It's literally just like Palpatine is the Lin Kuei Master. Yeah,
Paw Patrol.
Yeah,
Emperor Paw Patrol.
We're talking dog cops now.
No, it's Dog Police. They're named for the hit song "Dog Police" by the band Dog Police.
Gotcha. Okay. My bad. The album was called Paw Patrol.
It's like all dogs go to heaven except Paw Patrol because but it's basically like Return of the Jedi, which is still a good template for a story, right? Where it's like the Grandmaster Onero, I think his name is. He's the bad guy, and he's like Smoke has to go in there and like get his humanity back. I mean, it's like Indiana Jones and Short Rand also. It's like a lot of stories that do this. Getting past your own, so it's got inherent drama in it in a way that Smoke is again he's just a chastity bot that gets killed, and that's it,
Right.
So that's kind of my if I'm talking about those two characters, and obviously Sector is better in the cartoons. He shows up at all, So
right. Okay. Yeah, I think that this episode did a better job of giving us Smoke for all the same reasons that you guys already named. Okay, so this is the first time I think Defenders of the Realm like truly did it better.
Yeah
And we barely talked about it.
There was barely anything to talk about.
I know.
But honestly, like if someone was like, show me an episode, if some insane person held a gun to my head and was like, I will murder you unless you show me an episode of Mortal Kombat Defenders of the Realm. That.
Hey, don't keep Shane Nail.
This is the one I would show people. This is the one that I would show them. This is, I think, I really like. That's a strong statement. I liked the last episode, the one with Rain in it. The katana. It was like structurally, I liked it. This is better. This is the best one we've seen so far. I'm kind of hoping that means that the episodes are going to keep getting better and better as this goes on. But Corey, you've already watched the next episode. Does that theory hold water that the show is going to keep getting better?
In some ways, yes.
Okay.
However,
There's no ceiling.
in others, perhaps not.
Okay. So typical Defenders of the Realm shit. Gotcha.
All I'm saying
Yeah.
is brush up on your spy movie parodies.
Oh no.
I think this. Okay, so I have seen the next episode once. I don't think I've seen anything beyond it in terms of Defenders of the Realm. Certainly not consciously. So I'm going to be entering like completely uncharted waters pretty soon here
Oh, cool.
for the first
Yeah.
time on the podcast.
Since I mean, did you ever watch them as a kid? But is it literally your first time, like ever? Because like I've seen it. Like I said, I saw it before. This is actually my second time seeing this episode, for instance.
I've seen episodes as a kid or when it was originally airing. I didn't retain anything. You know, I would put that USA block on because they would play it during the weekdays too.
Yeah.
And the Street Fighter cartoon. I never saw like the Savage Dragon show or the Wing Commander
Like Wing
show.
Commander, yeah.
Yeah, but I would catch these occasionally, like before I left to ride my bike up to the bus stop.
Uh-huh.
But I didn't retain anything. I just knew that this thing existed, right? So like,
Yeah, which is a curio unto itself.
yeah,
Apparently, Savage Dragons and the comic has gone in a really weird direction. Lately,
it's been running for like 25 years or something.
well, there was a time, I don't know if it still is, there was a period where it was really just a porn book. Like, no joke. Like, it was just like, it's, Image Comics is like
Sure.
Independently owned, and so like its creator owns the characters, and it's just
Right.
literally just.
He could just do whatever the fuck he wanted, and it was really wild
At
that
that point-
USA was turning those issues specifically into the children's cartoon.
that was the problem. That was what I was like, wait, okay. Yeah. But that was fun. That was glad I got to go back to these childhood memories, going back to like remembering this show. Because again, I was, like I said, like even like the Sister Machine Gun stuff, it brought back memories rewatching it. Like that song's not great, but like I remember as a kid being like, oh, it's cool. It's got like real songs in it, right? Like the movies and stuff. It was more edgy than like 90. I don't know, and at the time, cartoons, especially like action cartoons, were really lame. Like this one is too, but like
let's be clear here. This was pretty fucking lame.
Also. Yeah, but compared to like what was going on at the time, like people died. Like they shot down those Scorpion planes. They were just so stupid. That was the dumbest thing I think I've seen so far in this show is the Scorpion shaped fucking planes.
Yeah, that's another point. We have not seen like bad guy jets in several episodes now.
Which is probably a plus, honestly.
I'm sure they're going to make up for it in fucking spades coming up. There's going to be an episode that's like 80% dogfighting.
Just
which is just what we want to see in a martial arts show is fucking dogfights. Yeah.
The toy line must have gotten canceled immediately, and they're like, "Well, let's not waste time animating these jets."
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's like a Colonial Marines cartoon that the toys came out, but the show didn't.
Oh yeah,
Alien.
the aliens. Yeah. My brother and I had a whole bunch of those growing up.
Really?
But just the monsters. We never bought like the Marines figures.
Who does? It's like the Jurassic Park. Why would you want to buy Ian Malcolm?
Although
buy a raptor.
Although I did get the Power Loader toy, and you could pretty much fit a GI Joe in it. So, as a child, I worked in pretty much the same generation. So, like, what was your favorite type of action figure? Did you like the GI Joe, like rubbery, like with the appendages, or did you like the more like Batman kind of action figures? They're a little taller. My two action figure collections as a kid were the Ninja Turtles figures.
Yeah.
And the Batman, specifically the Batman Returns line, because they made just so many. Those were
I think Jack Joe's ones were a little bit after our generation. Those were the 80s.
My older brother, he was the big GI Joe collector. So
that makes sense.
I got plenty of those also.
I was gonna say, like for me, I remember speaking of Batman. I remember being really pissed that like I could never find a regular Batman. It was always like mountain climbing Batman or hacker Batman or something. It's like he's like colorful and like
I had a Batman figure as a kid that was like high visibility, like traffic vest yellow.
It's ridiculous. And like, where's the regular just like Batman that's in a black outfit? I almost said black Batman, but like Batman's in a black outfit. Like when's the, and that's all I wanted. I can never find it.
Corey, what was your big toy growing up? Were you like a Beyblade kid?
I definitely had them. I had a lot of, when I was like little, I had a lot of rescue heroes.
Rescue Hero. I remember Rescue Hero.
Yeah.
Well, were they like cartoony kind of looking?
Yeah.
Little,
Yeah.
like super deformed, like firefighters.
I don't know. In my memory, I wasn't like a huge like action figures guy
Yeah.
per se. I don't know. I had toys that
Yeah.
kids had.
Sure.
Had a bunch of those.
That sounds like an alien line. Like I had toys that human kids had.
I had the earliest toy that I think that I remember that I had was like the DC superheroes line, Wonder Woman action figure.
Uh-huh.
That was like my favorite toy as a kid.
That's cool.
That, and then like for some reason I had a She-Ra doll also.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I remember like my favorite action figure, no joke, was actually, I made fun of it earlier, but like, you know, I actually had Ian Malcolm figure. And what I liked about him is he's just a normal dude. So you put him in so many more situations, like, you know, because I was a budding director, you know, and so I would make like little toys, you know, stuff with my toys, and like Ian Malcolm could be anything. He's just a dude, you know. So like, Batman can't be anything, you know, like Batman.
Ian, it was just a Jeff Goldblum action figure. You could cast him in any role.
Pretty much, yeah. And no joke, that was actually my favorite act. That was actually my favorite, and he's also pretty durable because I was a kid who threw my toys, not always out of anger, but almost like, oh, you got hit by a fireball. So
you got to get those action shots, right?
Yeah, exactly. But I guess when I close the show.
Yeah, let's close it up here.
How much of that's gonna stay in, Neil?
Some of that toy talk is definitely going to stay in. I think the world needs to know about my She-Ra doll.
That sounds awesome. What kind of doll was it? Was it like a?
In my memory, it was like Barbie sized.
Okay,
but I don't know that that's true. You know, these are vague. These are the things that I had when I was like becoming conscious and aware of the fact that I had toys. You know?
Yeah. I remember getting really mad that nobody would buy me an Easy Bake Oven. I remember that very vividly.
All I wanted was to fucking bake a cake in my bedroom. Are you fucking kidding me?
So are you the same way? Like I wasn't joking. Like I literally wanted one. That's a girl toy. What the fuck is a girl toy?
No, sorry.
Yeah, fucking cookies are unisex.
Cookies are for everyone.
Exactly.
All right. Let's wrap it up though.
Yeah, exactly.
I think
the way Smoke and Sub-Zero do not.
I think we all need to morph into birds and fly on out of here.
Oh.
Yeah. But before we do that, Damion, do you have anything you'd like to plug?
Yeah, so right now I'm in the midst of trying to get I did a feature film called Arenian Champions. It's literally the plot synopsis elevator pitch is Mortal Kombat meets The Big Chill. It's a low budget sort of dramedy. Neil has actually seen it.
I have.
So
I really enjoyed it.
He lies and says he enjoys it, and so that's cool.
All right. No. Come on.
but no. So right now I'm in the midst of distribution on that. So I've been sending it out to distribution. I've gotten some, and I've seen some festivals and things like that. So it's basically kind of take up a lot of my time.
Very cool.
Other than that, I've just been like writing and funding the next project. That's basically that's kind of where most of my energy and time has been going to. So yeah. So once that's I'll definitely have more information to say. But that's basically been kind of taking up a lot of my time. Is the feature that I wrote, directed, produced, and yeah.
Very cool. It's huge. Making a fucking movie. Jesus Christ.
Thanks. For sure.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah.
And also thank you for coming on our dumb fucking podcast. Shit.
Oh no, I came to you guys. You know, like I was a huge fan of the show, and
oh no, I don't know how to react to being complimented mid episode.
No. I mean it. Like I really like. I don't know if Neil. I consider Neil a friend now. Like I've been Instagramming him and stuff, and like
and you and I are of course mortal enemies.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the deal. That's how it works.
Yeah, everybody gets one.
You only that's one or the other. But no, I you guys had I liked your guys' energy. I like that you have like kind of opposite energies, and that really works comedically, but also seems genuine. It's not like. You know what I mean? You're not playing it up like, oh, I'm going to pretend to be energetic. I'm going to pretend to be dry. It's like, that's who you guys really are. And that actual friendship and that actual like, connection and is genuine. And I I appreciate that Neil was very open. I literally emailed him like, he responded like in like a day or two, you know?
Yeah.
And And from then on, I was just like, I was afraid I was going to fuck it up. Honestly, I was going to say something stupid like, I don't want you on the show anymore. Like, because it was like what 3 months ago, right? At this point.
Yeah, we were scheduled out, and it just took us a while to put this together. We tried to do.
Whoa. Holy fuck!
You all right?
Yeah, everything's fine. Whoa!
What happened?
I was trying to lean my chair back, and it went a little too far.
Oh, I've done that so many times.
ko-fi.com/mkpodquest. Get us both new chairs.
I don't
everybody.
need a new chair. I'm fine.
Well, if we get you a new chair, you can then
Mail
send
my
me
current chair to Florida.
Send me your old chair from Canada to Florida.
But I'd say you might as well just fucking buy a new one at like a store. It's like and shipping and handling is gonna be way more expensive.
Shipping would be like $80.
Yeah, but this one doesn't have the added value of being used by me.
Yeah, right.
You got all those that Corey farts. You just like
I'd like a chair that has not been farted in for once in my life.
I'm legally not allowed to do that in this chair, so it's fine.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's one of those racing style chairs, so you put that armor all on it every day, right?
Yeah. I'd actually cover it entirely in motor oil when I wake up.
Right. So glad we got away from the awkwardness of being complimented.
No worries.
Thank you, Damion.
No.
All right.
Do we want to free ourselves from this podcast prison that we're all trapped in?
Corey,
Exactly.
what do you want to plug, Corey?
There's just they made another one. It's the thing I plug every week that you probably should have checked out by now. And if you haven't, I'm hurting. I'm sad.
Check it out.
They made another on Twitter. TMAO on Letterboxd. They made another one on all your podcast services. The episode that's coming out when this comes out is on Chud 2, Bud the Chud.
Hell yeah. Ooh. You can find me on Twitter at Final Neil. Follow me on Instagram at Final Neil Retro. Follow the podcast on Twitter and Instagram at MK Podquest. If you like what we do and want to support us, ko-fi.com/MK Podquest. Help me get a new chair. Your boy needs a new chair. Subscribe to the show in your podcast app. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Ring that bell, etc. And we'll be back next week with Mortal Kombat Defenders of the Realm Episode 6, the one with Kano in it, I think.
Yep, that is absolutely correct.
I don't know the title off the top of my head, and I got too
Nobody
many tabs
does.
open to try to find it.
Familiar Red, which is a shitty name.
Familiar Red?
That sounds like a really terrible, like, early new metal band.
Yeah, that could be about anyone.
Like 2001.
Familiar Red. Yep.
That could be literally about anyone.
The Familiar Red jumpsuit apparatus.